Hi, I'm Ed Marsh. Welcome to this episode of Signals from the OP. Signals is designed to put new ideas and perspectives in front of busy industrial company executives in easily digestible, brief video chunks. Today, I want to explore a topic that every industrial company is going to wrestle with when they undertake content marketing. That's the question of how to produce the content. So first, let's pause, because I'd argue that's actually the wrong question. Anyone can sit down and grunt something out. After all, you have data sheets for most products. That's a form of content that serves a specific purpose at a specific point in the buying journey and sales process. It is content with specific, albeit limited, utility. The actual question is how to produce effective content that will achieve a tactical objective in pursuit of a broader strategy. And that means that each piece of content, whether web page, video, blog article, presentation deck, webinar, downloadable guide, checklist, calculator tool, infographic, podcast, press release, in-person event, whatever, has to be designed for a specific goal. And that means delivering a specific insight or prompting a deliberate action by a specific certain buyer at a certain point in the buying journey. This is a perfect illustration of the necessity of integration of marketing and sales in an engineered approach to revenue growth that I call ORE, or overall revenue effectiveness. Now, this requirement to create content challenges most companies' inclination to produce content just about their product or service. Sure, there's a place for that in the buying journey with certain buying roles, but those are transactional details. Folks that approve the money care about business impact and outcomes. And content for those executive roles on the buying team have to speak to those cares, and often early in the journey when they're considering whether to even allocate resources to consider a project. So circling back to our actual question, how can we efficiently produce effective content that will achieve a tactical objective in pursuit of a broader strategy? First, that strategy must be clear. Ideal customer profiles, the value that you create for buyers, the compelling reasons people will buy, the margins you expect, etc., all need to infuse the content and to inform it. Second, you have to create everything from the buyer's perspective. Simply vomiting up a bunch of crap about your business in some intro deck or articles or video is really disrespectful of today's educated buyers. Sure, at a later point, you need to help them be comfortable that choosing you helps reduce risk in the decision. That comes based on your expertise in helping them through their process, not prattling on about it. So the content needs to speak to them. Third, it needs to be rigorously planned. An editorial calendar should start with buying roles and stages in the buying journey. Then consider problems people turn to you to solve, outcomes they hope to achieve, and the product itself. Finally, careful SEO research, both absolute and relative competitive, will help to clarify exactly how you approach those topics. And then you must create it. That means researching, writing, and editing. It means photography and videography, lighting, sound, editing, and production. It means graphic design and skills in optimizing online content for search and user experience. And it means an understanding of the buyer's journey and position content to help buyers navigate that journey. Now that's a lot. There are numerous skills, expertise, and resources that are required. You may have some in-house, you may not. What you have a lot of in-house is application experience and technical knowledge, and no outside resource will have that. But turning that knowledge into content in-house is a grueling challenge. So what do? How do you marshal the resources to solve for buyers without disrupting your core business? People tend to think of this as a binary choice. Do it in-house or outsource it to an inbound marketing agency, for instance. The reality is that one is built on application experience and the other on content marketing skills. Neither solves for the requirement. But here's the thing, your choice needn't be so binary. You have a range of options. These include hiring a couple folks into your business, a journalist and graphic design person, for instance, contracting with specific talent like videography and production, engaging an agency to manage functions like SEO and content posting or publishing, and doing all of these in conjunction. Underlying this is a philosophical question. What do you consider the role of marketing to be? If you see it as most industrial companies traditionally do, a small function that does a bit of branding, comms, advertising, and trade show management, then you'll approach this trying to cut corners because doing any of this is really an extra cost. If you see it more as a tech company, where marketing is an equal partner to sales in prospecting, selling, and servicing buyers and customers, then you'll commit accordingly more. As you wrestle with that question, let me toss out another possibility. For middle market companies, say, 50 million or certainly 100 million and up, how about bolting it on through acquisition? Sound crazy? I thought you'd say so, but give me a minute. What if you found an agency doing a couple million a year and work for industrial companies and bought them? You'd have a captive resource, which would probably largely cover its costs and might even be a revenue center for you. It might be a resource you could share with your trade association to contribute to the industry as well. In many cases, agencies do better work than they do a job selling themselves. So you might find one that's technically capable, but tired of running on fumes and slim margins and ready to sell. It's not a panacea, but it would go a long way to solving for quick launch and rapid ramp up. Another acquisition to consider is a niche publisher in your target industry. You could close the publication and fold the editorial team into your business, or keep the publishing operation active as a separate entity with obviously strict editorial firewalls and adopt their processes and approach to consistent content creation that's focused on an audience within your business. The right answer will be different for every company. Doing it well is going to cost more than you expect and more than most agencies will tell you. The skills and expertise required for excellence are broader than you'll find in any single solution. So I'd recommend starting with an expectation of a hybrid approach, including complementary insights on various functions. Don't just rely on one opinion. The right answer is a combination of cultivate it internally, hire it, rent it, and buy it. The precise formula will vary. I'm Ed Marsh. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Signals from the OP. If you enjoyed it, please share it and subscribe, either to my YouTube channel, edmarshspeaks.tv, or at the related blog, SignalsFromTheOP.com.